December 20th, 2010. This is Tommy Holmes in his place in Titusville, Florida. And he has some wonderful theme planes. He's a ex-Green Beret Vietnam, 2.5 years. And he has built this in remembrance of some of his buddies. And let's see, we're going to make a little shot of it. This is Tom himself. And he calls this the wheelchair plane. And this is kind of what it looks like with the wing on it. We're going to walk around a little bit. What kind of wing was it, Tom?
This is an old cadet wing that I use.
Cadet wing you use.
Salvaged.
Yeah. This is a good memorial plane. Okay, to show detail, we're going to pull the wing and we'll come back. Okay, this is Tommy.
All right, I guess we can start off with pointing out that I have a 180 Sato 4-stroke engine on this plane, and the cowling, everything here is all scratch built except for the engine, of course, and the cowling and everything was built from a tuna fish can, and this is just sheet metal that was bought at the local hobby shop. And this is balsa wood that's been formed, and of course all the rest of the top fuselage is balsa wood. The frame itself, or the fuselage, is completely piano wire. It's been all welded together with steel and bronze. Every piece of it's been all welded. There's no carbon fiber whatsoever in the fuselage. And the tail is the leftover from a crash plane somebody had given me, and this was a giant stick, so I modified it to where it would do the job here. And this plane has only elevator and rudder. It has no ailerons, and that's the way it flies. Okay, and if you want, we'll come back to the front and kind of go over the bottom part and show you some detail.
Come over in this side, Tom. Okay, look at your shadow, yeah.
The shadow here.
At this point.
All right. We have skis here that are added onto the plane, like the old-timey vintage airplanes. And this is in case he lands in real soft terrain. The skis will help keep the plane from tipping forward on him. All right, and then we have a machine gun in here that in case he has to get involved in a little bit of combat or protect himself. And you can see the whole thing here is this pilot is in a wheelchair, and this is a scale wheelchair with big balloon tires on it for landing in soft terrain. And the wheelchair actually has leather seats, and it has revolving wheels. I'll have to move these by hand. You can see the wheels turn like a real wheelchair. And he has his foot pegs, everything here, and inside here you can actually see the control stick and his extra cartridges for the machine gun. Of course, we have a bullet hole through his windshield, makes it a little difficult to see his face. And these two handles here are for his bomb releases. All right, and of course we have the American flag on one side, and we'll
have to turn around for that later.
Yeah, okay.
Let's get this side here.
All right, let me get out of that now. On this side we have a POWMIA flag that he also carries, and then right here, this is his walking cane that's attached to it. And you can see back in here the handle of the walking cane, and this of course is the pilot. He's a crippled Vietnam vet, and he flies this plane. Okay, right up here you can see we have emergency seat ejection. This handle right in here is what he pulls, and the wheelchair will drop from the bottom. Of course his parachute will come on. All right, now we have the old-timey ship type landing gear. This is a running light and a fender, and we need fenders because when he lands in soft muddy land, we don't want him to throw mud up onto the casualties. As you can see, we have a litter here and a litter on this other side. Well, the casualty in here and a casualty in the other side, which he's taken back to the medic tent. And they're strapped in so they don't fall out for their own safety. Okay, everybody has signed the cast and signed him up and sent him on his way, so he'll do well. He's been hurt pretty bad. He's missing a leg and an arm, and of course the other one's been shot up pretty bad too. Okay, these wheels here are what I call trainer wheels because the wheelchair is so narrow. When he lands on the ground, the plane wants to tip from one side to the other, and these just kind of help stabilize the plane when it's on the ground. Underneath here, you see 200-pound bombs, and these are just in case he needs them. He can release the bombs from up front. And these wheelchair wheels are the spare wheels that replace the landing gear wheels. When he gets down and he has his furlough and he goes in town, he can take these off and put these on so he can roll around town and leave the plane up on blocks. Okay, back in here we have another seat, and this is the doctor that goes along with the plane and helps take care of the casualties. This is an extra can of water here, so he'll have emergency water to give them. And these are bags with drugs, food, water, any kind of emergency equipment that he can drop if he needs to. And of course, he always wears a blue shirt with polka dots and smokes a cigar.
You see it. Right in here. Okay.
All right. Now we don't want to forget, we have running as we get back to the plane. I have a rifle here that I made. Turn this out on my lathe and everything. If I slide it out, it looks like a duplicate of an old Winchester 30-30 lever action, but it's an old-timey one with the different type of stock and everything on it, kind of match the plane. And as we go on back, you can see I have running lights here, so at nighttime he'll be able to see how he can land and make sure he doesn't run into any trees or any obstruction on the little area where he has to land. Of course, there's no runways. And underneath right here is another one of the bomb releases, and he pulls this and it releases the bomb. All right, so as we go back further, the American flag is here, which has been in some combat, so it's kind of frayed on the ends. And if I pull it back, you can actually see where I've sewn the leather seat in, and you can see the wheelchair here on this side. And this is the pilot that's flying it. Of course, he's been wounded, and he's a disabled vet also. So he flies this and he picks up the wounded. And as we go back here, of course, you can see on this side here.
Let me get him again.
All right.
I lost him a little bit here. Okay.
There's quite a bit of detail in this, so you have to kind of look close to see. It's pretty busy inside here. All right, as we come back, we have our other casualty here, and he is also strapped in to where he won't fall off. And of course, as we come on back, you can see this side of the plane where I have my other bomb here. It says "with love," so that's for those who need it. Okay. So that pretty much concludes the wheelchair plane.